Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball contest between the hosting Raiders of Wellesley High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Well, folks, one way or another, a team is going to get their first win of the season tonight. Both Brookline and Wellesley coming into this one at a record of 0-2. And, of course, last year, Brookline actually swept Wellesley, beat them in both matchups. Their 31-24 win in Brookline on December 19th, 2024 was the first win of the season for the Brookline Warriors. After getting just one win the previous year and needing 16 games to get to it, it was just the third game of the season in which Brookline got their first win last year as they defeated Wellesley, excuse me. And then in the rematch in Wellesley on February 4th, 2025, Brookline got the win again by a final of 43-34, led by career days from both Jada Kimbrough and Skylar Makaluski. Kimbrough scoring what is still her career high 17 points. Skylar Makaluski scoring what was at the time a career high of 13 points. Since then, she has broken that career high in each of the first two games of this new season, scoring 15 in the season opening loss to Natick, and then scoring 16 points for a new career high on Tuesday in Brookline's narrow loss to Needham. So this should make for an exciting matchup. And I am happy to say that for the first time in the 2025-26 academic athletics season, we have ourselves a local sponsor. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS sports parent Paul Haum and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honeydew lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. And of course, you can see the Brookline Proven information there in the bottom middle of your screen. You can also see information about them in the description section of the video down below if you prefer to just click on a link. And once again, I'm always so grateful to the local businesses for sponsoring me wherever they can. And I want to, return that favor, by promoting them as much as I can. These are local businesses that are supporting another local business, namely me. And so it's the Brookline community supporting each other. And so I hope if you guys are in need of home improvement services that you will look to Brookline Proven. In the meanwhile, we got a little under 4 minutes to go, according to the pregame clock, which you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen. And so let's quickly go through the rosters of the two teams coming into today. We'll start with the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off, we have a junior, number 2, Izzy Wood. Next, a senior captain, number 3, Jada Kimbrough. A senior captain, number 4, Ivy Wheeler. A junior, number 5, Allison Levy. A junior, number 10, Hannah Levine. A sophomore, number 11, Zyra Chappell. A senior, number 12, Jaden Williams. A senior captain, number 13, Nefeli Agakich. A sophomore captain, number 21, Skylar Makaluski. A freshman, number 22, Emerson Chan. And a junior, number 23, Shiri Artsy. Head coach of the Brookline High girls basketball team is Kendall Jones. Now let's move over to our left, take a look at the home team on the scoreboard for today, the Wellesley High Raiders. Going in order of jersey number for Wellesley, first off we have a sophomore, number 2, Hathaway Bishop. Next, another sophomore, number 3, Emmy Gander. A freshman, number 10, Avery Andrews. A sophomore, number 11, Eloise Haverkamp. A sophomore, number 12, Lila Thornton. A junior captain, number 14, Lily Andrews. A sophomore, number 15, Molly Collard. A sophomore, number 20, Penny Kaskar. A freshman, number 21, Caitlin Bolin. A junior captain, number 22, Maria Gianarikis. A freshman, number 23, Piper Moore. And a sophomore, number 25, Olivia Berry. Head coach of the Wellesley High girls basketball team is Glenn Magpyong. So those are the two rosters coming into this contest. And as always, I encourage audience participation throughout the broadcast, whether that be in the live chat here on YouTube or through email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. As the buzzer's going to sound a little early, and soon the PA announcer will take over to give us starting lineups, national anthem, and then after that we'll have the opening tip-off.
During tonight's game, please ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student-athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Now for tonight's starting lineups.
All right, those were our starting lineups and national anthem. For Brookline, the usual suspects: Izzy Wood, Jada Kimbrough, Ivy Wheeler, Nefeli Agakich, and Skylar Makaluski starting. For Wellesley, they have Hathaway Bishop, Eloise Haverkamp, Lily Andrews, Penny Kaskar, and Maria Gianarikis. Now, you might have heard Nefeli Agakich introduced as a forward for Brookline, and she kind of had like an interesting reaction, like, really? You're calling me a forward? As Nefeli Agakich really does fit more under the definition of a guard, but she does have some size and some strength to her that allows her to play a little bit in the post, at least defensively and on the rebounds. So, you know, almost a borderline hybrid, but really Brookline plays with 1 forward and 4 guards, with Makaluski the lone forward, and she'll be taking the tip-off. Here we go, underway in Wellesley. The opening tip-off controlled by the Raiders. Maria Gianarikis with the ball, stepping in, kicks out to the corner. An attempted corner 3, too far off the shot from Lily Andrews, but the offensive board collected by Haverkamp. Her pass a little high, but chased down by Penny Kaskar. Kaskar throws down low, and it goes through the hands of Hathaway Bishop. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Brookline, after the opening defensive stop, they have Jada Kimbrough walking up the ball. Kimbrough gives to Wheeler, who gives back to Kimbrough in the corner, throws up top. Makaluski hits a wall, barely picks up the ball, and the pass is deflected as she tried to get rid of it, but she recovers it herself and gets the ball to Izzy Wood. Now given to Nefeli Agakich, who tries a deep shot, overshoots it. Jada Kimbrough almost had the offensive board, but it's picked up by Gianarikis. Running the floor in transition, Gianarikis stops at the wing, dribbles around. Ball was knocked loose by Izzy Wood, but she didn't see it, but it's recovered by Ivy Wheeler. Wheeler running in transition now, still running in, throws to the corner. Jada Kimbrough, 4-3, no good. Off the left side of the rim there, just slightly overshot. No score through the first minute and change of this one, as Gianarikis walks up the ball, swings it over to Kaskar. Kaskar goes up top to Andrews. Now over to the wing, Gianarikis decides to fire a deep shot herself, no good. Rebound by Haverkamp, the putback, no good. Haverkamp gets another rebound, tries to reverse, hits it, and draws the foul. And my mistake, that's Hathaway Bishop, not Haverkamp. Still memorizing the names. Hathaway Bishop, one of those players down low that could provide a significant size mismatch for the smaller Brookline Warriors, as she puts up the and one and hits it. A 3-0 lead for Wellesley as they get the first bucket and a free throw on top of it. Kimbrough brings it up. Pass over to Wheeler. Wheeler tries to run in and it goes into a sea of white jerseys, gets blocked, goes to the floor for the ball. A jump ball is the result. It'll be Brookline ball. Wheeler getting a little over-aggressive there, given the number of defenders in her area that time. Inbound goes to Agakich on the wing. Agakich turns around, passes out to Wheeler. Wheeler gives to Makaluski. Makaluski hits a wall, lost the ball, going to the floor for it again. It's going to be another jump ball immediately. Wellesley's defense showing an ability to quickly hit the double team whenever the ball handler hesitates or drives into any kind of crowded area, as Wellesley quickly passes away from one trap and away from another. Gianarikis holding the ball, passes away, almost stolen, but completes it to Kaskar. Kaskar gives to Bishop. Bishop's shot is in, and that's going to be good for 3. Hathaway Bishop, the sophomore forward, off to a good start for the Raiders. Izzy Wood running in, passes out. Makaluski driving in, forces her way through, puts up the layup, won't go, but she draws the foul. Skylar Makaluski has been the most consistent offensive player for Brookline so far this season. I mentioned before the game, or during pregame, that she scored 15 in the season opener against Natick as she hits the first free throw there. And she scored 16 on Tuesday in the game against Needham in the home opener, as she goes 2 for 2 at the line. So Makaluski has hit career highs in each of the first 2 games of the season. We'll see if she can do it again today as we got a steal. Kimbrough with the ball, running in, throws it across. Makaluski swings it over. Agakic fakes, steps, runs in, floater, no good. Some slick movement from Brookline on that possession, but cannot finish at the rim. Kasker with the ball, pass over to Andrews. Andrews goes to the top, swings it over to Gianarikis. Gianarikis throws to the corner. Kaverkamp, shot won't go. Battle for the boards here, and it's taken out of the chaos by Agakic, but Wellesley gets their hands on it and forces another jump ball. Brookline ball, and we can already see Brookline struggling on the boards here in this one. Kimbrough walking it up. Now gives the pass over to Makaluski. Makaluski dribbles to the top, now gives to Wheeler. Wheeler almost traveled there, but gets the ball away to Wood. Wood knifing through, passes out a little bit wide there, but Agakic recovers it. About 10 seconds left on the shot clock as the handoff is to Wheeler. Wheeler runs into traffic, barely gets the ball away to Wood, throws back inside looking for Wheeler. Wheeler fights for the ball, escapes, puts up the shot, blocked from behind, and draws the foul. You know what? Give Ivy Wheeler a lot of credit there. I don't think anyone would have blamed her if Wellesley had taken that ball away, as the pass wasn't the greatest angle. But Wheeler never gave up on the play and managed to get an opening to drive to the rim and at least draw the foul, although she misses the first of 2 free throws. And she misses them both. 0 for 2 at the line as Andrews collects the board. Gianarikis bringing it up. Swings it over to Haverkamp. Haverkamp running in, throws out. Kasker going to try the deep 3. Misses everything. Saved in bounds by Haverkamp. Chased down by Kasker. Kasker going to try again from deep range, and she banks it in for the tray. First points of the night for Penny Kasker. Wood gives to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around. Pass over to Agakic, who resets from the top. Give to Wood on the wing. Now over to Wheeler. Wheeler hands off. Wood running in. Lost the ball off her foot, and it's picked up by Gianarikis. Gianarikis gives to Andrews. Andrews running inside. Tries the shot. Banks it in for 2. And a timeout is going to be called by Brookline, as Wellesley has gotten off to a hot 11-2 start to this game. And you can really see the contrast in the way these 2 teams are playing defense, because that's really where it's all coming from, is defense and rebounding. Wellesley playing a very tight zone defense where players are converging every time Brookline tries to knife their way through on the dribble drive, and they're not getting any openings on the inside. And then the team's able to quickly jump out to the outside to, cover any time they try and drive and kick. And in part because it's so crowded when they drive in, they're not getting the passes to the outside quick enough, and so they're coming out slow, and the shots just aren't going. Meanwhile, Brookline's running a man defense against Wellesley, and Wellesley's just moving around, creating enough openings for them to make something happen. But more importantly, I think, is Wellesley is dominating on the boards. And so Brookline, even if they get a shot off, they're getting like 1 chance, whereas Wellesley's getting 2 or 3 chances every time up the floor. And it's making a world of difference. Agakic walking this ball up. Gives to Wheeler. Wheeler hands off. Agakic throws it over to Wood. Wood to Wheeler, fakes the handoff, starts to dribble, spins, going inside, can't force it through, blocked by Bishop. Bishop is fouled by Wheeler. I'll tell you, I'm not sure I agree with that call. It looked more like Bishop just lost her balance rather than Wheeler hitting her, but I can understand the call, and ultimately it's the official's call to make. He's closer to the action than I am. Got to respect it. Second personal foul on Ivy Wheeler, second team foul. As this is Kasker with the ball on the wing, throws it over to an open Haverkamp in the corner, launches a three, overshoots it, rebound collected by Wheeler. Wheeler trying to escape the pressure in the backcourt, gives it to Agakic, floats it up to Wood. Wood to Makaluski, juggled it a bit, but collects the pass, dribbles in, stops, pass is stolen there by Giannarekis, running on the fast break now, puts it up and gets it in for two. First points of the night for Maria Giannarekis. It's now an 11-point lead for Wellesley. Kimbrough gives to Makaluski. Makaluski off a couple screens, throws it over to Wood. Wood, hands off, Wheeler, over to Agakic. Agakic drives, kicks, Wheeler fakes, steps, stops, pass, barely gets to Kimbrough. Kimbrough running in, turns around, pass, Wood gonna try for three, no good. Rebound, Agakic poked loose there by Andrews and recovered by Bishop. Wellesley still winning the loose ball battle as Giannarekis runs in, throws it across. Andrews going to try for three, no good. Rebound, Agakic. Agakic throws it up for Makaluski in transition. Makaluski running in, layup won't go. Brookline has still not made a shot from the field tonight as this pass is stolen by Wheeler and she draws a foul. If nothing else, Ivy Wheeler showing some good hustle on loose balls, as she and Makaluski are going to sub out for Emerson Chan and Shiri Artsy with a minute and a half to go here in the first. Kimbrough brings it up, hands off to Chan, hands off to Agakic, and now to Kimbrough, now to Wood. Wood stopping, and we got another foul. This one's going to go against Giannarekis. That's 4 team fouls on Wellesley, one more, and Brookline will be shooting the double bonus here in the first quarter. Wood with the ball and a fresh shot clock. Hands off to Kimbrough and to Agakic. Agakic dribbles in, gives out to Chan. Chan dribbling in, lost the ball in traffic, but it's picked up by Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws up top, Agakic open for three, and no good as it bounces off the support rope there. Kind of a unique feature of the baskets here in Wellesley, as that still counts as a part of the hoop that's, you know, not the backboard of the rim, so it counts as out of bounds. Haverkamp dribbling, hands off. Giannarekis is open, gonna fire from the wing for three. Nothing but net as the junior co-captain has 5 points here in the first quarter, and it's a 16-2 lead for the Raiders. Kimbrough knifing through, pass down low. Artsy gonna go for the shot and hits it. Shiri Artsy with the first points of her varsity career off a nice layup there. And a good find by Jada Kimbrough for the basket. First made shot from the field for the Warriors. And now off the foul from Lily Andrews, her second personal. Artsy will shoot the and one. As we got subs checking in on both sides for Brookline number 5, Allison Levy checking in. Artsy misses the and one, rebound by Kasker. Kasker gives the ball to Giannarekis, now back to Kasker. Kasker dribbled it off her foot, it's picked up by Levy. Allison Levy running in transition, blocked on the fast break layup by Giannarekis. They say she caught all ball, and the ball then touched Levy's foot while her body was out of bounds, and so it's Wellesley ball with 19 seconds left. Haverkamp's pass blocked, almost picked up by Levy, but instead by Giannarekis. Giannarekis passed away from the trap to Haverkamp, now throws it out. Kasker gonna try for three and hits another three-pointer. Penny Kasker with 6 points in the first quarter. Kimbrough chucks it at the buzzer, no dice. And an incredibly one-sided first quarter. Wellesley with a 19-4 lead off the back of 4 three-pointers as a team in that first frame. Brookline just one made shot from the field. During this break between quarters, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS sports parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thanks again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. And again, you can see the info for Brookline Proven in the bottom middle of your screen and in the description section down below. And the goal for Brookline in the second quarter is simple. Just do everything better. Defense, offense, rebounding, battles for loose balls, every aspect of the game is going to need to be better than that first quarter for Brookline, as a steal by Jada Kimbrough is then lost, taken away, as the jump ball is going to be forced there by Shiri Artsy after number 25, Olivia Berry, had taken it away from her. Possession arrow to Brookline. So a good first defensive possession for the Warriors. Now let's see if the offense can follow through. Emerson Chan with the ball. Running in, kicks out to Levy, swings it over. Agakic going to try for three, overshoots it. Berry saves it in bounds, gets it to Gianarikas, knocked out of bounds by Artsy, and they're going to say it went off the hand of a Wellesley player, and so it's Brookline ball. Again, Shiri Artsy showing the hustle for loose balls, and that's got to be a point of emphasis for Brookline, is don't give up on plays, don't give up on the ball. Inbound goes to Artsy, throws out to Agakic. Agakic fakes, runs in, blocked on the attempted floater there by Berry. Pass gets away to Gianarikas. Gianarikas running the floor. Now running in. Floater won't go. Rebound tipped around. Going to the floor. Agakic passes away to Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to take off running in transition. Stops. Looking. Passes out to Artsy. Brookline gets set in the half court now after the steal. Agakic holding the ball. Hands off to Levy. Levy hands off to Chan. Chan running in herself and draws a foul. The bench players providing a bit of a spark for Brookline. Shiri Artsy showing great fight for the loose balls, and of course, she's got the only made shot from the field for Brookline so far today, and now Emerson Chan going to the line for two. Off the front rim on the first. That was Maria Gianarikas' second personal foul, first team foul of the quarter. Chan 1 for 2 at the line as she has her first varsity point. Substitution, Gianarikas checks out for Wellesley, replacing her the freshman Caitlin Bolin, number 21. Inbound goes to Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbles away from the pressure of Levy. Now running in, weaving around, shot won't go. Rebound tipped. Berry with her hands on it, knocked loose by the double team. Levy picks it up, gets it to Artsy. Artsy lost the ball. Haverkamp picks it up, and a foul is going to be called. You can already tell this is going to be a very scrappy, go to the floor for the ball on every play kind of game. The winners of the loose balls really determining everything at this point in this one. You can't give up on the ball. You got to just chase after it this game. Inbound goes to number 3. Emmy Gander goes for the shot. No good. Rebound by Berry, but knocked loose again. Picked up by Artsy. Artsy gives it to Kimbrough, who runs into a wall. Haverkamp knocked it loose. They're going to the floor for it again, and that's going to be a jump ball. Once again, it's that kind of game. You can't ever, rest and assume that you have an opening. You got to assume somebody's about to attack the ball, because that's the kind of game it's been. Skylar Makaluski checks back in for Brookline, replacing Artsy. Haverkamp looking for the inbound, barely gets to Berry before the 5-second violation. Pass out to Bolin and across to Gander. Now over to Barry. Barry muscling her way in. Blocked by Skylar Makaluski. She steps out of bounds. No, a foul is called. A foul is called there against Bolin. They're saying she forced Makaluski out of bounds. And Skylar Makaluski with some great defense on that play for the shot block. Kimbrough dribbling in, draws another foul. No shot this time. It's another foul on Bolin. That's her second personal. Third team foul for Wellesley. If nothing else, Brookline is forcing some more fouls on Wellesley, but still just one made field goal for Brookline as the inbound goes to Chan, and she gets blocked cleanly. That time, double team of Haverkamp and Bolin. The pass deflected, but does get to Gander. Gander gonna run across half court. Looking around from the wing. Pass is intercepted by Levy. Levy gets it away to Chan, and another foul, this one against Gander. And already 4 team fouls for Wellesley. As you can see, Brookline responding to the aggressive defense Wellesley's playing by playing a little more up-tempo and forcing the contact. That was the first personal foul on Emmy Gander, 4th team foul. Chan dribbling in, passes out. Aga Kitch fakes, runs inside, throws to the corner. Levy gonna try for 3. Swish! Allison Levy getting started from outside. She hit 5 trays in the season opener against Natick to finish with 17 points in her varsity debut. She's now got 3 here. The pass floated down baseline. Haverkamp hits the layup to answer. First points for Eloise Haverkamp. Brookline bringing it up. This is Levy. Pass over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough hands off Makaluski. Makaluski dribbling, looking around, gives to Chan on the wing. Chan dribbling in, swings it over to Levy. Now over to Makaluski, driving in, forcing her way through, and that's going to be a travel. Makaluski was trying to go for a fancy step there, but just took one hop too many. As we got Izzy Wood and Ivy Wheeler checking back into the game, replacing Kimbrough and Aga Kitch. Brookline playing a full court press here, covering the inbound tightly. Gander looking around, and a timeout called by Wellesley. Brookline upping the pressure here. They're still down by a lot, but you see a few things here and there. So Brookline has adjusted well. The question is the hole they dug for themselves too big? Trailing 15 after the first quarter is a really tough deficit to overcome, especially when your offense just isn't clicking. Brookline has hit just 2 shots from the field all game. A layup by Sherry Artsy and a corner 3 by Allison Levy. Their starters as a whole have just 2 points off a pair of free throws from Skylar Makaluski. Whatever is missing on offense for Brookline, they've got to find it if they want to have a chance to get back in this one. Their defense has been playing a lot better this quarter, so far anyway. Just 2 points allowed through the first 3.5 minutes of the second, but their offense has to find something. Gander dribbling, being trapped, lost the ball and dribbled off or over the back line there. Great trap defense by Levy and Makaluski on the press. Levy looking to inbound, throws it into Chan. Chan hands it off to Levy in the corner, now gives out to Makaluski. Makaluski over to Wheeler and to Wood. Wood gonna try for 3, swish! Big shot make out of the timeout from Izzy Wood, her first points of the night. Once again, looking around for the pass. Being trapped is Bishop. Bishop throws one up, knocked down by Levy, but it's going to bounce out of bounds. Wellesley ball. But this press defense from Brookline looking effective so far, especially in the absence of Maria Gianarikis. Inbound goes to Gander. Gander looking for a passing option, gives it to Bishop. Bishop dribbling, pass out, Kasker. Kasker throws inside, deflected by Chan, out of bounds, going to stay with Wellesley. But look how aggressively Brookline is attacking on defense here in this quarter compared to the last one. Kasker looking to inbound. Looking around, pass, through the hands, picked up by Levy. Levy's pass goes off the foot of Wood, out of bounds, as Brookline gives it right back. So it stays with the Raiders. Kasker inbounds to Gander. Gander over to Barry. Barry gonna turn around, go inside, lost the ball. Lost it herself. Good help defense by Skylar Makaluski to get a hand in there and disrupt her, as Emerson Chan was caught overplaying one side, but give credit to her as well. She recovered as best she could to help sort of squeeze things on Barry and force that turnover. Chan walking up the ball. Looking around, dribbling in, passing out Wood. Wood hands off Levy. Levy dribbling in, gives out. Wood gonna try for three again, no good. Rebound is picked up by Wellesley. Dribbling in, transition, number 15 running in, lost the ball. And it's gonna be Brookline ball again off the turnover by number 15, Molly Collard. Again, Brookline's defense stepping up in a big way this quarter, but their offense has to answer the call as Jada Kimbrough comes back in, replacing Allison Levy. Wood now walking it up. Throws it to her right to Wheeler. Now to the corner, Chan. Passes to Wheeler, over to Makaluski and to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gives to Chan. Chan gonna dribble in, fighting through, shot won't go, rebound tipped, picked up by Kasker. Kasker running in transition, looking around, and she travels. Good get-back defense there by Wood and Wheeler to surround her on all sides and force the awkward movement. Brookline still trails by 10 with less than 3 minutes to go in the half as Kimbrough brings it up. Kimbrough to Wood. Now over to Chan. Juggled a bit, but she's got it. Chan gives to Wheeler. Now over to Makaluski. Makaluski off the screen, trying to knife her way through. Fights in, shot won't go, no foul. Rebound picked up there by Wellesley's number 10, Avery Andrews, as a foul is going to be called on Makaluski. That'll be Makaluski's first personal, second team foul. Avery Andrews looking for the inbound. Pass deflected out by Emerson Chan. Again, Brookline covering so tight on these inbounds, forcing the Raiders to really fight for their openings. Now inbounding is Kasker. Kasker goes into Avery Andrews. Andrews looking for a pass knocked loose, stolen by Wood. Wood hands off to Chan, and another foul actually called on Collard, and that's going to send Wood to the line for 2 free throws. That's 5 fouls in the quarter, and that is the bonus. Izzy Wood gets the rim roll on the first of 2. And 2 for 2 at the line as Wood cuts the lead down to 8. Pass goes back to Barry. Barry passing away from the trap. Now a throw up to Avery Andrews. Knocked out of bounds by Wood that time as Brookline staying aggressive on defense. A substitution for Wellesley, number 12, Lila Thornton, coming in to the game, replacing Avery Andrews. And Wellesley bringing in a second sub. Eloise Haverkamp coming back in, replacing number 23, Piper Moore. Kasker floats it into Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbling in, knocked loose, but recovered by Kasker. Pass out to Lila Thornton. She gets tripped by Wood. That'll be a foul. First personal on Wood. Third team foul for Brookline. Looking for the inbound now is Kasker. Inbound knocked out of bounds by Wood. Again, Brookline not giving them any room on offense. Kasker looking for the inbound again, gives to Barry. Barry dribbling in, passes out. They swing it around, knocked down, stolen by Kimbrough. Kimbrough chasing the loose ball, pass up Wood. Wood running inside, shot will draw a foul. Izzy Wood going back to the line as that's the second personal foul on Collard. And it was a shooting foul, so it would be 2 free throws either way. Wood just off on that first free throw as Hathaway Bishop subbing back in for Wellesley, replacing Olivia Barry. And she hits the second. 1 for 2 at the line. Izzy Wood cuts the lead down to 7. Inbound goes to Haverkamp. Floats one up with some hesitation. Deflected, but it is chased down and recovered there. Pass up top, Bishop. Bishop almost lost the ball. Gets the pass away to Kasker. Kasker dribbling around. Floats a pass intercepted by Makaleski. Running the floor now on the fast break. Makaleski goes up and hits the layup. Brookline has cut the lead down to 5. 4 points so far for Makaleski. Just the third made field goal for Brookline so far tonight. Running with it, Lila Thornton fires up a desperate heave, no good, but the offensive rebound and the putback also won't go. Rebound by Kimbrough, draws the jump ball as Collard just missed on the second opportunity there. Oh no, it wasn't a jump ball. They called a foul on Kasker. Lily Kasker called for the foul. And Jada Kimbrough will be going to the line for 2. A lot of points off free throws this quarter for Brookline. As Jada Kimbrough is on the score sheet now with her first point of the night as she hits 1 of 2. Now lining up for the second. And misses well short. She can't believe she missed that one. 1 for 2 at the line. It's a 4-point game. Inbound to Lila Thornton. Thornton dribbling against Chan. Gets across half court. Hands off to Kasker. Kasker looking around. Pass to Gianarikis, and that's going to be a foul on Kimbrough. A little too much extension with the hand there. Maria Gianarikis, a strong, fast ball handler for Wellesley. We saw the difference when she was on versus off the floor. And that's going to be a timeout called by Brookline, as that was Brookline's 4th team foul, first personal for Jada Kimbrough. And Brookline with an impressive effort here in the second after a disastrous first quarter. What an incredible adjustment Brookline has made as they have outscored Wellesley 13-2 in this second frame. I mean, I did not see this coming. I don't know about you guys. But, you know, Brookline, they have this tendency to just have one disastrous quarter And then that quarter just defines the entire game as they play solid but are unable to undo the damage of one disastrous quarter. But this is something different here in this second quarter. This is an adjustment. You know, there's a fire here, and give a lot of credit to the players off the bench because I feel like they really got this one started, and since then the starters have picked up that momentum. Inbound to Giannarekis, hands off, lost. Couldn't be completed to Bishop, but Kimbrough couldn't hold on to the ball. They go to the floor for it, picked up there by Bishop, gets it to Kasker. Kasker desperately gets the pass away to Giannarekis. What a chaotic play. Giannarekis runs in, gives to Kasker. Kasker holding it at the top, floating it inside, barely complete, knocked loose, recovered. Giannarekis running in, clumsily puts up the layup, no good. Rebound by Wheeler. Wheeler knocked to the floor, and they call the foul. Good efforts by Wheeler to avoid the jump ball and draw the foul. She'll be going back to the line for 2. That was the first personal foul on Hathaway Bishop as Ivy Wheeler goes to the line. Wheeler gets the rim roll on the first. Wheeler went 0 for 2 her first trip to the line. She's hit the first of 2. She hits them both. 2 for 2 at the line for Ivy Wheeler, and can you believe it's a 2-point game, ladies and gentlemen? Giannarekis passing away from the trap, gets it to Kasker. Kasker running up the floor, floating a pass, overshoots it. Over the head of Giannarekis. Brookline has the ball with just under 15 seconds to go in the half. They have a chance to tie the game. Wood bringing it up. Hands off to Chan. Chan gives to Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws to Wood. Back out to Kimbrough. Going to try for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound tipped. Fought for. Makaluski saves it. But that is the end of the quarter. But what a second quarter it was for Brookline as they outscore Wellesley 15-2. Our score at halftime, the Wellesley High Raiders 21, the Brookline High Warriors 19. As we go into this halftime break, I'd like to once again remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS sports parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. Once again, you can see the info for Brookline Proven in the bottom middle of your screen there, and you can also see it down in the description section down below. Some other stuff you can see in the description section down below. You can find the link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball, if you would like to support this girls basketball program financially. And then you can also find some links for our local charity spotlight for today, Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during these colder winter months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. What Brookline Cares does is they purchase those Empower coats from the Empowerment Plan, supporting them and their efforts financially, and then distributes those Empower coats to local community organizations and emergency departments that help care for the homeless, helping to support the homeless population directly by distributing those coats. And you can help them to bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase and distribute more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this time to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out the links in the description section down below and help spread the warmth this winter with Brookline Cares. Once again, all that information in the description section down below. Wellesley 21, Brookline 19 here at the half. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Going to take a break, mute the mic, and run a YouTube ad break, but I'll be back with the second half of this ball game, so you better stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity girls basketball contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Wellesley High Raiders. It's been a tale of two quarters so far. Wellesley outscoring Brookline 19-4 in the first frame, but Brookline coming back and making it a 2-point game with a dominant 15-2 run in the second. And Jada Kimbrough keeping the good times going for Brookline with a quarter opening three-pointer from the top that gives Brookline their first lead of the night. Wellesley breaking the press, but the ball's knocked loose, recovered by the Raiders. Hathaway Bishop with the ball, passes inside to Lily Andrews. Andrews throws to the corner. Corner three attempt from Lily Kasker. No good. Rebound collected by Eloise Haverkamp. Passing through to a cutting Maria Gianarikas, goes for layup. No good. Rebound tipped, goes to Kasker. Put back, no good. Wellesley trying to chase down another offensive board, but no dice. And it will be Brookline ball. And a timeout quickly called by Brookline off the first possession. You don't see that very often. Must have been something that head coach Kendall Jones did not like on that first defensive possession, and I think it's the fact that his team almost surrendered 2 offensive rebounds. Rebounding was a big struggle for Brookline in the first quarter, and to a lesser extent in the second quarter. Wellesley is the bigger team size-wise, but a big point of emphasis throughout this game tonight has been the fight for loose balls. Whoever, whoever wants it more is really going to take advantage, not just in those loose balls, but in the whole game. 'Cause they just got to create more chances for themselves to score. Neither team is scoring at a terribly efficient clip. They just got to find that offensive spark, and part of that means giving themselves more chance to do so by fighting for those loose balls. Out of the timeout, Kimbrough bringing up the ball. Pass over to Nefeli Agakic. Agakic to Izzy Wood. Now to Ivy Wheeler. Gives back to Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbling in, stops, gives to Skylar Makaluski. Knifing through, passes out. Wood now dribbling in, knifing through, goes for the floater, no good. Rebound knocked loose by Wood. Makaluski couldn't save it. Brookline ball, Wellesley ball, misspoke. Brookline's been executing so much better on the drive and kick to help facilitate the rhythm of their offense. As this inbound intercepted by Makaluski, running inside, throwing out Wood, across to Wheeler, up top, Agakic, open for three, no good. Rebound by Haverkamp, who almost gets trapped immediately, does get trapped. She's got nowhere to go. And a timeout is called by Wellesley. Brookline, again, their hustle defensively has been a huge improvement since the end of the first quarter. And their hustle to get after the ball. I mean, it really is just about which team is better at attacking that ball like a swarm of angry bees. Fans, let me know if the audio for the mic is coming through okay today. And by that more so, I mean, let me know if it's too loud. Because we have like these volume indicators on the systems we use when streaming that show us our audio levels. There's like a green area, a yellow area, and a red area. And just recently on that recent play, it went up to the red area, and that sometimes worries me. I'm like, I don't want to hurt anyone's ears or anything, but I also know in the opener against Natick, people were complaining that it was too quiet, so I want to keep it up high enough, but just let me know how it's sounding. Kasker going for the inbound, finds Haverkamp. Haverkamp running down to the baseline, throws it out to Gianarikas. Maria Gianarikas driving inside, running floater, no good. Couldn't get the rim bounce she wanted there, as it's going to be a loose ball foul against Wellesley after a nice fight for the rebound by Jada Kimbrough. That's going to be against Gianarikas. That's her third personal foul, first team foul of this third quarter. Kimbrough brings it up for Brookline, throws it over to Agakic. Agakic dribbling at the top, looking around, gives to Makaluski on the wing. Makaluski dribbling across, passes out to Wheeler, now throws to Agakic, gonna try the three, no good. Off the rim, out of bounds, couldn't be saved by Kimbrough, it'll be Wellesley ball. Again, Brookline's offense looking much better in terms of creating open looks. They just gotta knock them down. Inbound goes to Gianarikas, running up the floor, stops and retreats as they'll go to work in the half court. Bishop gonna try for three, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped and collected by Kimbrough. Kimbrough almost lost control of her dribble there, but keeps it, throws it up to Agakic. Agakic throws up top, Wheeler over to Makaluski. Makaluski thought about the shot, passes away, and it's lost by Wood. Picked up by Lily Andrews, pass up Kaskar. Kaskar overshoots and throws behind Haverkamp there, out of bounds, Brookline ball. 2.5 minutes into this third quarter, only one scoring play from either side. That three-pointer from Jada Kimbrough to start the third quarter, representing the only points of this third frame from either side so far. Wood dribbles in, lost the ball off her foot, picked up, and a foul is going to be called, I think, on Ivy Wheeler there as she tried to take it back from Olivia Berry. First team foul for Brookline in the third quarter. Third personal foul for Ivy Wheeler as Brookline calls for a sub. They will sub out Wheeler as she's starting to get into foul trouble. Number 22, Emerson Chan, coming back into the game. Inbound is completed there to Bishop. Bishop picks up her dribble, gives the pass over to Gianarikas. Gianarikas looking, passes to a cutting player. Haverkamp goes up for the shot, no good, but draws the blocking foul. That's going to go against Makaluski. That'll be her second personal, second team foul, as Haverkamp will go to the line for two. Off the front rim from Haverkamp, Coach Kendall Jones was calling, asking the ref what the foul call was for. They said hip contact there by Makaluski. As Haverkamp misses both free throws, in and out on the second. Makaluski with the rebound, throws a hard pass across to Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to fight through traffic, lost the ball out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Brookline. Smart decision by Makaluski at the last second to keep her hand off the ball and hope that it was out off of Wellesley, as it was. Kimbrough to inbound from the corner here. Throws it in to Agakic. Agakic in the corner, passes out to Chan. Chan gives to Makaluski, who gives to Wood. Wood swings it across to Agakic. Thought about the shot, drives in, puts up a shot, no good. Nefeli Agakic hasn't been afraid to shoot here in the third quarter, and she's been taking some decent looking shots, just none of them have fallen for her so far. Gianarikas looking around, and it's poked loose by Kimbrough, goes to the floor for it. And a jump ball called, possession arrow to Wellesley. I think Brookline wanted a foul call on that one, but they call the jump ball, and it will be Raiders ball. Gianarikas inbounds to Haverkamp. Haverkamp running baseline, tries to fit one through to Gianarikas, swatted away by Makaluski. Loose ball recovered by Bishop, gives to Andrews, tries for three, no good off the bank. Andrews with her own rebound and hits the putback. Lily Andrews with the first points in a while gives Wellesley back the lead, 23-22. Kimbrough hands off to Chan. Chan dribbling in, throws out Makaluski. Makaluski knifing her way through, draws contact, no foul call. As Brookline can't believe it, the shot missed. Pass knocked out of bounds by Chan. It will stay with Wellesley. Brookline not a fan of some of the non-calls from the refs, and the ref tell him just calm down a little bit. Berry dribbling with it. Gives it to Gianarikas. Gianarikas looking around for the pass. Gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp, throw inside, miscommunication. Kimbrough intercepts, throws up to Wood. Wood across to Makaluski. Makaluski going to go up herself, and this time draws the foul. Foul is going to be called on Lily Andrews. That's her third personal, second team foul, as Makaluski will go to the line for 2. Hits the first. All tied up again at 23 apiece. Misses the second, rebound tipped and picked up by Bishop. Makaluski 1 for 2 at the line. She's got 5 points tonight, and we're all squared at 23 apiece. Thank you to Kat Jones in the live chat for letting me know the audio levels are good. I appreciate you. Barry spinning to the hoop. Layup is good. Chan recovered on defense about as good as she possibly could have, but Olivia Barry with a good layup there. Her first points of the night give Wellesley back the lead, 25-23. Makaluski runs in, out to Wood, tries for 3, hits it! Izzy Wood having herself a big game tonight. She's got 9, and Brookline retakes the lead, 26-25. Gianarikis dribbling with it, across half court, running out of room, throws a pass, gets to Bishop. Bishop looking around, swings it across, wide open is Haverkamp, tries for 3 and hits it to answer. The offense is getting unlocked here late in the third as Haverkamp gives Wellesley back the lead, 28-26. Agakic over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gives to Makaluski, hands off back to Kimbrough, and over to Chan. Chan tries for 3, overshoots it, no good, but Kimbrough's there to knock the ball loose. A foul is called against Haverkamp. It'll be Brookline ball, third team foul for Wellesley, second personal for Haverkamp. Brookline trailing by 2 in this back and forth third quarter. Inbound to Makaluski. Over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough hands off to Wood. Wood gives to Makaluski. Makaluski from the top, thought about the shot, gives to Agakic. Agakic runs in, floater, no good. Off the front rim, rebound tipped and picked up by Andrews. Given to Gianarikis. Gianarikis passed away from the trap to Barry. Barry throws it, overshoots it. The Wellesley offense felt rushed on the ball movement, and again that results in a turnover. Subbing back in for Brookline number 5, Allison Levy. She replaces Nefeli Agakic. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Still a 2-point game as these two teams have played even here in the third. Pass a bit clumsy, but gets to Makaluski. Makaluski over to Wood. Wood hands off to Chan. Chan dribbling in, pass out Makaluski. Makaluski drives in, fights through, pass deflected, gets out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough holding the ball, 10 seconds to shoot. Kimbrough running in, almost lost the ball, did lose the ball, stolen away by Bishop. Bishop being chased, lost the ball, picked up by Gianarikis. Fast break layup is good. Maria Gianarikis recovered the lost ball by Bishop and able to make the awkward layup as a throw across to the corner. Makaluski just no good on the three-pointer, rebound by Andrews. Andrews gets trapped, almost lost the ball on the baseline, and she stepped over the line. Brookline ball. Brookline's got to get their groove back on offense as they now trail by 4. Kimbrough looking around for the inbound, chucks it up to Makaluski. Makaluski gives to Chan. Chan dribbles in, throws it out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough to Wood, over to Levy. Levy fakes, dribbles in, fighting through, lost the ball. Wellesley ball. Tough turnover there. Again, those driving lanes just really haven't been there for Brookline all night long as the inbound goes to Gianarikis. Gianarikis Running it across half court, running past two defenders, throws a wild pass, gets to Barry, hands it off to Andrews. They're swinging it around, gets to Haverkamp, running inside, layup won't go. Rebound by Barry, putback won't go, but a foul is called on Brookline. That's going to be against Kimbrough. Her second personal, third team foul. Olivia Berry at the line for 2 to try and add to Wellesley's lead. Berry hits the first of 2. Subbing back in for Wellesley, number 21, Caitlin Bolin, replacing Maria Gianarikis. And Berry gets the second to roll in, 2 for 2 at the line. Wellesley now leads by 6. Kimbrough gives to Makaluski, fakes the handoff. Makaluski going inside, layup won't go. Probably the best inside look Brookline's had all day, and they just cannot get any rim luck. Bishop travels. One step too many on the attempted pass. Good one-on-one defense by Emerson Chan. 4.3 seconds left on the quarter here. Brookline will have time to get one last shot up. Levy throws it, misses. Wood desperately picks it up, pass deflected. They're still fighting for it, and that is how the quarter will clumsily end. The two teams played even for much of that third quarter, but Wellesley ends it on a 4-0 run that has them up 6 going into the fourth and final quarter. During this break between the third and fourth quarters, I remind you, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS Sports parent Paul Hamm and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. And remember, all that same information in the description section down below. As we get ready for the fourth and final quarter, individual point totals so far for Brookline. Izzy Wood leading the way with 9 points. Skylar Makaluski with 5, Jada Kimbrough with 4, Allison Levy with 3, Ivy Wheeler and Shiri Artsy with 2 each, Emerson Chan with 1. For Wellesley, Maria Gianarikis leading the way with 7, Hathaway Bishop and Penny Kasker with 6 each. Eloise Haverkamp with 5 and Olivia Berry with 4. No players with double digits in scoring so far in this game. As we start the fourth, Jada Kimbrough dribbling with it, spins, passes, lost out of bounds. Chan wasn't ready for it as it goes out, and Brookline turns it over on their first possession of the fourth. Inbound to Lily Andrews. Andrews to her left. Looking around. Fits a pass through to Bishop. Out to Bolin. Back into Bishop. Bishop swings it back over to Bolin. Bolin dribbling in and draws the foul. That foul going to be called a shooting foul against Allison Levy. First personal, first team foul. And Caitlin Bolin hits the first of 2. A substitution for Brookline. Nefeli Agakic checking back in, replacing Allison Levy. And Bolin gets the rim bounce on her second free throw. 2 for 2 at the line, an 8-point lead for Wellesley. Agakich over to Wood. Wood going to try for a three. Hits it again. Izzy Wood, what a night she's having. 12 points. The first player from either team to reach double digits, and Wellesley committed a violation there. As Brookline trying to cut into the lead. The lead is 5. An inbound to Skylar Makaluski. Passes out. Jada Kimbrough going to try for three. It's going to be short. The rebound picked up by Bolin, and a reach foul is going to be called on Nefeli Agakich. That'll be Agakich's first personal second team foul. Bolin bringing up the ball. Running up with it. Gives it to Gianarikis. Gianarikis running inside. Stops. Passes out to Bishop. Bishop to Gianarikis. Gianarikis running in, fires mid-range, in and out. Unlucky rim luck there. As it goes out of bounds, it'll stay Wellesley ball. Gianarikis looking for the inbound, gives it to Barry. Barry fighting inside, desperate shot somehow goes in. Olivia Barry puts her team back up by 7. Wood running up with it. Pass stolen, running with it. Gianarikis stops, steps back, fires for 3 and hits it. Maria Gianarikis, the first Wellesley player to hit double digits, and Brookline calls timeout as Wellesley goes back up by double digits for the first time since the second quarter. 39-29, the Wellesley lead, and Brookline, unfortunately, is going to have to look for another miraculous comeback to get back in this one with 6.5 to play. Izzy Wood having a big night for Brookline as we take a look at the replay of her most recent three-pointer. I think she's hit 3. Has she hit 3 3-pointers, or has every one of her points come off of 3-pointers? I can't remember. She's hit either 3 or 4 3-pointers tonight. She is 1 point away from her career high, as she scored 13 points in her second career varsity game against Needham last year. She's got 12 tonight. Kimbrough bringing it up, trying to direct traffic. Passes over to Makaluski. Makaluski gives to Wood. Wood back to Makaluski. Now gives to Chan. Chan dribbling, passes to Wood. Wood fakes, runs inside. Went for one pass too many as they lost the ball. Picked up by Andrews, given to Barry. Barry running in transition, turns around looking for the pass, gets it away to Gianarikis. Gianarikis looking around. Passes through to a cutting Andrews. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound fought for, won by Barry. Passes out. Andrews tries from the corner. No good on the 3-ball. Rebound tipped around. Picked up by Barry ultimately. Pass over. Gianarikis tries for 3. Again, no good. Rebound now by Agakich. Wellesley got so many chances that possession, but just can't get it to go as Agakich running through. Fires a shot, no good, but draws the foul. Again, Nefeli Agakich has not been afraid to shoot tonight, but the rim just has not been on her side. Still searching for her first point of the night. Off on the first free throw. Ivy Wheeler going to sub in for Brookline, replacing Izzy Wood. Agakich 0 for 2 at the line, but an offensive board by Emerson Chan, and another foul going to be called against Wellesley as the ball will stay with Brookline. Good hustle from Emerson Chan. Brookline's not been strong on the boards tonight, but a nice rebound there. Agakich looking for the inbound, gives to Makaluski. Makaluski up top, Chan. Chan running inside, finds an opening and finds the hoop for 2. Emerson-Sheehan, the freshman, with her first made field goal of her varsity career. Giannarekis passed away from the double team to Andrews, up to Bolin, up to Barry, across Bishop, fakes, shot, blocked. Blocked cleanly by Ivy Wheeler. It will stay with Wellesley. An impressive breaking of the press by the Raiders, but a good block at the last second by Ivy Wheeler to stop the bucket. Giannarekis looking for the inbound. Pass into traffic, gets to Andrews. Andrews dribbling around, throws up top, Bolin. Pass deflected by Kimbrough, chased down by Giannarekis. Giannarekis throws out to Barry, long two, no good. Rebound is taken by Giannarekis, but dribble off her own foot. Diving on it is Kimbrough, and a foul gonna be called against Giannarekis. Great hustle by Jada Kimbrough to get the ball and draw the foul. 4 personal fouls on Maria Giannarekis. 3 team fouls against Wellesley. Could that hustle play from Kimbrough be the spark that Brookline needs? Kimbrough running inside, floater, won't go. Rebound, Makaleski. Makaleski puts one up and draws the foul. That's 4 team fouls on Wellesley, meaning every foul from here on out is going to send Brookline to the line. That's 4 personal on Lily Andrews as Makaleski goes to the line for 2. Off on the first. Brookline's going to be getting plenty of free throws here in the closing minutes. They've got to hit those free throws. Makaleski 0 for 2 at the line. Brookline has missed each of their last 4 free throw attempts. As that ball almost lost by Andrews. It is knocked out of bounds off Giannarekis' hands. Good trap defense by Kimbrough and Makaleski. But again, Brookline has got to make things happen on offense if they want to get back in this game. Still trailing by 8 with 4.5 to go. Kimbrough draws another foul. Foul called on Bolin, and Kimbrough's going to the line. That is the 3rd personal foul on Bolin. And Kimbrough hits the first of 2. If Kimbrough can hit one more, she can cut it down to a 2-possession ball game. Off on the second, rebound tipped, and ultimately picked up by Barry. Barry gets trapped quickly. Makaleski and Shan are on her, trying to fit a pass through, and they do fit it through, but a timeout was called by Wellesley. Looking at the replay of the last made bucket by Brookline, Emerson-Sheehan knifing her way through for the layup. That's a play that Brookline has been trying for all night, and it just hasn't opened up. Wellesley's been sinking in their defense really fast, and part of the reason for that is that outside of Izzy Wood, Brookline has not been shooting well from outside. Allison Levy, the only other player on Brookline's roster to hit a 3-pointer. And again, the importance of free throw shooting cannot be emphasized enough. Brookline is one of their last 6 at the charity stripe. If they had hit all of those, it would be a 2-point game. That just shows you how important it is. Brookline's got to get better at the line. Bolin floating it in, intercepted. Makaleski going up, going inside. Missed the layup, got her own rebound. Passes out. Wheeler going to try for 3. No good. Rebound, Agakich. Agakich dribbles out, floats it out to Kimbrough. Kimbrough driving in, running floater, won't go, but draws another foul. Brookline again struggling to make the shots fall, but again draws another foul. Jada Kimbrough gets the rim roll. She's now got 6 points tonight. Brookline trailing by 6. That foul was the second personal against Olivia Berry as Bo Lynn now checks out. And Kimbrough, 2 for 2 at the line. She's got 7. It's a 5-point ball game. Giannarekis got trapped but threw it away to Andrews. Andrews throws it up to Bishop. Bishop hands off Giannarekis, almost juggled it, but collects it. Picks up her dribble, gives to Andrews. Andrews looking down low. Berry, quick layup is in. Wellesley answers back. Olivia Berry with 8 points tonight and a 7-point lead again for Wellesley. Kimbrough gets the pass away to Chan. Chan dribbling in, pass out. Makaluski swings it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough throws it to Wheeler. Wheeler to Makaluski. Makaluski gives to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gonna fire from the top. No good. Rebound Makaluski goes for the putback. No good, but draws a foul. That was a smart decision by Jada Kimbrough. Not the most open look, but I don't know if she saw this, but she might have seen that a couple of her teammates had inside leverage for the offensive board. So actually kind of a smart shot to take. Makaluski hits the first of 2. That was Berry's 3rd personal foul as Izzy Wood checks back in to replace Aga Kitch. Makaluski 2 for 2 at the line. Brookline cuts the lead back down to 5. Haverkamp looking for the inbound. Chucks it up, intercepted. Kimbrough intercepts the inbound, and Brookline goes back on offense. Kimbrough from the wing, swings it over to Wheeler. Now over to Wood. Wood throws it up top. Makaluski gonna drive inside, knife through, finds the lane, and finds the layup for 2. It's a 3-point ball game as Skylar Makaluski now has 9 points tonight. Look at this play. This is the play Skylar Makaluski's been looking for all night. And you know what? The foul trouble is a contributing factor. Like I said, Berry up to 3 fouls. She's been a big presence down low. Andrews up to 3 fouls. Giannarekis up to 3 fouls. Actually, I think Giannarekis up to 4 fouls. A lot of foul trouble for Wellesley. And in the late stages, that could come back to haunt them. Makaluski just 1 point away from securing her 3rd consecutive double-digit outing. I'm not sure when was the last time that Brookline had a player register 3 straight double-digit games. I don't think anybody... Nope, that happened early last year. Jada Kimbrough, 3 in a row, one of them against Wellesley. 11 against Wellesley, 12 against Belmont, and 11 against Georgetown, as she had a big performance in that holiday tournament last year. Out of the timeout, 2 minutes, 50 seconds to play. It's a 3-point ball game. Haverkamp getting trapped, passes away to Andrews. Andrews runs it across half court, picking up speed, pass out to Berry. Berry dribbling across, looks for the pass. Haverkamp's got a lane, runs in, misses off the front rim, rebound Wheeler. Wheeler penetrates through, pass up to Wood. Wood throws it across. Makaluski running inside, driving through, draws another foul. Makaluski will go back to the line for 2, as that is Maria Giannarekis' 5th foul. And discussing things with the officials. And that is the end of the night for Giannarekis as she fouls out with 5 fouls. That's going to be a big absence for Wellesley in terms of their ball handling and their scoring as well. the leading scorer for the Raiders with 10 points tonight. Makaluski back to the line. Off on the first. Again, the free throw miss is plaguing Brookline here in the fourth. Makaluski missed both. Tipped out of bounds. Wellesley ball. Brookline did not like that call there, but it's the officials' call to make. You got to respect it. And that is tough. Another pair of missed free throws for Brookline, but a steal by Makaluski. Going up, no good, no foul. Put back from Kimbrough, no good. Kimbrough gets it again, tries another putback, still no good. Kimbrough gets it again, still on the ball. Oh, but Haverkamp falls on it. A jump ball, Wellesley ball. How did Brookline come out of that possession without a bucket? The steal and about 3 missed layups for Brookline. That's tough. Andrews looking for the inbound. Oh, but that's the 5-second violation. Brookline's been pushing for that all night long, and they get it at a critical juncture. Brookline needs something big. Inbound, Makaluski, pass out, Chan, gonna try and tie it, no good. Rebound by Kasker and a foul on Brookline. Emerson Chan was not afraid to shoot that one. You gotta respect the guts from the freshman. Third personal foul on Kimbrough, third team foul for Brookline. The inbound, knocked loose. Kimbrough keeps it in bounds, throws it over to Wheeler. Wheeler for 3, no good, overshot it. Rebound by Andrews. Andrews gets trapped, lost the ball, a foul called. They're gonna call this one on Chan. First personal for Emerson Chan, but that's 4 team fouls for Brookline. The next foul by the Warriors will send Wellesley to the line. Andrews looking for the inbound to Haverkamp. Haverkamp trapped quick. Pass disrupted. Kimbrough kept it in bounds. Got it to Makaluski, but there's 2 hands on the ball. That'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow to Brookline. Brookline bringing the house against every inbound by Wellesley. Kimbrough now looking for the inbound. Gives it to Wood. Wood holding it in the corner. Over to Wheeler. Now over to Makaluski. Brookline still trails by 3. Makaluski to Kimbrough. Kimbrough gonna pull up for 3. No good. Brookline had to be more ready for the rebound there, and they weren't. Quick passing, and they find Haverkamp all alone for the layup, and she hits it. That's a heartbreaker for Brookline. They had so many chances to get back into this one. And then Wellesley gets a big bucket there. Makaluski over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough knifing through, kicks out. Wheeler tries the corner 3, no good. Rebound, saved. No, Kimbrough had her foot on the line. Again, Brookline just can't make it happen from downtown outside of Izzy Wood's efforts tonight. Andrews looking for the inbound, misses. Avery Andrews was backing down on her defender, and that moved her just out of the spot where Lily Andrews threw it to. A minute 18 to go. Wellesley leads by 5. Kimbrough goes into Makaluski, out to Chan, over to Wood. Now up top, Makaluski. Makaluski driving inside, fighting through. Blocked clean by Bishop. Now Bishop looking for the pass, gets it to Barry. Barry throws it ahead. Haverkamp going around, layup won't go, but she draws the foul. A minute left as they call the 4th personal foul on Jada Kimbrough. Eloise Haverkamp hits the first of 2. If she hits one more, it'll be a 3-basket game with a minute left to play. And she goes 2 for 2 at the line. And again, you can't help but look back at all the free throws Brookline has missed here in the 4th, as they've missed about 7 or 8. And that is the difference here in this 4th quarter. Emerson Chan fighting through, goes for the layup and hits it. And a timeout called by Brookline. That was a big bucket to get as it cuts it back to a 2-basket game. Emerson Chan with 5 points tonight. The freshman starting to really show her promise. Good move through for the left-handed layup. .4 seconds left to play. The Brookline defense is going to have to bring out all the stops. And the offense is going to need to capitalize on the opportunities they get. Again, a bad night from three-point range and a bad night from the charity stripe have plagued the Brookline offense. And Brookline is going to need some really clutch performances here in the closing seconds if they want to make this comeback. Down by 5, 47.4 to go. Lily Andrews to inbound. Looking, completes the pass. Avery Andrews trapped. And a travel! Avery Andrews traveled, and Brookline gets the ball back with 43.3 seconds as the defense continues to come up clutch. Brookline needs a big play on offense. Jada Kimbrough going to inbound it to Chan. Chan from the wing, kicks out Wheeler. Wheeler to Makaluski. Makaluski dribbling in, turns around, pass out Wheeler. Wheeler gives Kimbrough. Kimbrough knifing through, puts it up, banks it in for 2. Huge bucket by Jada Kimbrough. She's got 9 tonight. Inbound, quick passing from Wellesley. They're running it up. Andrews floats up a pass, completes it. Bishop throws it out to Lily Andrews, across to Avery Andrews. Andrews dribbling around, hands off, Haverkamp. Haverkamp pass, goes over the backcourt, but it was deflected by the defense. No backcourt violation. Lily Andrews pass across to Avery Andrews. And a foul with 3.3 seconds left. Brookline thought they had the backcourt violation, but instead they will be sending Avery Andrews to the line to try and seal this one. If she makes one free throw, that's the ball game. Andrews short on the first. If she misses the next one, Brookline will have 3.3 seconds to run up the floor and try for a tying three-pointer. Even if she misses, it would still take a miracle for Brookline, especially on a night where they've struggled from outside. Andrews wins it. That's going to be your ball game, folks. 3.3 seconds. Just not enough time to make 2 baskets. A timeout was called. Brookline is still going to try. But again, you can't help but think about all the free throws Brookline missed during this fourth quarter. I mean, Brookline could just as easily have the lead in this situation, and it could be Wellesley trying to make the comeback. But alas. You know, not to speak too soon, but it's looking highly likely that Wellesley will get their first win of the season here tonight and improve to 1-2 on the season, while Brookline looks likely to fall to 0-3. Timeouts don't move them up to half court. Not the NBA. Allison Levy chucks it up to Kimbrough. The clock is already running. She thought she was buying time, but no. Brookline was trying to go for the roll-up strategy, but they didn't get it. And it wouldn't have mattered much as that last shot would have been worth 3 points and they needed 4. Your final score, the Wellesley High Raiders 46, the Brookline High Warriors 42. Wellesley improves to 1-2 on the season. Brookline falls to 0-3. A heartbreaking loss for Brookline, and one just full to the brim of what ifs. What if Brookline had made their defensive adjustments sooner and hadn't had that disastrous first quarter where they were outscored 19-4? I mean, since that first quarter, Brookline had outscored Wellesley by a margin of 11 points. And that second quarter was huge as they outscored them by a margin of 13 points, cut the lead down to 2 going into half. And in the second half, the two teams largely played even. But again, you look back at some of the missed opportunities, the missed free throws, the missed three-pointers, even some of the missed layups for Brookline. They just didn't have their shots tonight, and it results in a loss. Final individual point totals for Brookline. Izzy Wood led the way with 12 points. Jada Kimbrough and Skylar Makaluski with 9 each. Emerson Chan with 5, which are her first points of her varsity career. Allison Levy with 3. Shiri Artsy and Ivy Wheeler with 2 points each. Artsy registering her first points of her varsity career. For Wellesley, a very spread out scoring output here. 10 points from Maria Gianarikis, 9 from Eloise Haverkamp, 8 from Olivia Berry, 6 each from Hathaway Bishop and Penny Kasker, 4 from Lily Andrews, 2 from Caitlin Bolin, and a very big 1 from Avery Andrews. Before we wrap up this broadcast, once again, I want to thank Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. Brookline Proven is your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS sports parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. And hey, if you end up reaching out to Paul and Brookline Proven for some home improvement services, you know, if you want to mention that you found out about his business from this broadcast, I wouldn't be mad, just saying. But anyway, you can find that same information about Brookline Proven down in the description section down below, where you can also find the link to the official Venmo account of the Triple Threat Booster Club, the official booster club of Brookline High Girls Basketball. You can also find the links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. And you can also find some links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or you can skip past all that and just email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. I'll be posting highlights from this game later tonight, and I'll also be posting them on this YouTube channel as well as on my social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find the links to those social media accounts in the bottom right corner of the screen and down in the description section down below. But that's going to do it for this one. Wellesley 46, Brookline 42. From Wellesley High School in Wellesley, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.